First link of the day, inspired by a list that was submitted into. Let me make sure I get all of my shout outs correct. It was submitted into the modern. What's the name of this Discord now? Modern Metacord by Solemn. The list is by Bruise Brothers. So this is a Rakdos Shadow deck with 4 copies of Urza Saga. So the idea is we get like the value of Urza Saga that we didn't have before mixed in with our just like Shadow deck. We keep a bunch of fetches and shocks and all that normal stuff. We get the Street Wraith, Shadow Scourge, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Ragavan. Add in our interaction, but we just have like a little more grind ability with Urza Saga. So in the sideboard, we've got some extra spot removal spells for any of the aggressive creature matchups, Alpine Moon for other Urza Sagas, Tron, stuff like that. 3 Ob Nixilis the Adversary, not a card I'm particularly fond of, but you can just like stack off a big Shadow or a big Scourge or something to immediately get the -7, maybe like kill your opponent with it, or just draw a whole bunch of cards. Either way. EE, Soul Guide, Nihil Spellbomb to deal with graveyard decks, a Pithing Needle, copy of Temur Battle Rage that we threw in the board to help with any of the unfair stuff, the combo matchups. Copy of Hex Parasite for not only getting counters, but when we bring in like Temur Battle Rage, we can double up on lowering our life total ridiculously aggressively. And a copy of Shadow Spear, which I know does not combo with Death Shadow and Scourge. I am well aware of the interaction between these cards. But there is a set of matches in Modern where if we get down like a construct with a Shadow Spear, or even a big Shadow with a Shadow Spear, and get in one attack, the entire matchup swings. Decks like Burn, Zoo decks, the tribal decks, things like that. And if we have access to a card like Shadow Spear that can just win the game, don't think about the downside of it being a negative swap or negative interaction with Shadow and Scourge. Think of it as a 1 mana card we can tutor up that wins the game. So get the idea out of your head of like, oh, strap up a Shadow Spear on a Scourge. It's bad. You're going to lose the game. Like, no, don't worry about that. Worry about the fact that we can get a Scourge off a Saga with a token and swing with that token. And that's going to win us the game. So this is what we got. Let's jump in, see what happens. We're not in Legacy anymore. For anybody who is interested in Legacy Shadow, we've got a league updating to YouTube right now that we played last night that we ended up getting a trophy in. So it's got a good little Legacy Shadow 5-0. But yeah, I've talked about it a few times on channel. Don't think about synergy when it comes to deck building. Synergy is a dead concept. Play powerful cards. And Shadow Spear is a powerful card that can solo win games of Magic. So think of it like that. Insexix, what's up? Power OP, synergy no P. Exactly. I lost my last play point today playing comp 1v1 queue. I mean, if I could give you a single play point, I would, because I've got this this awkward little 6 here at the end. So if I could give you one. All right, we're on the draw. this over a little bit. Yeah, we just started, Kevin. Love it if I had lands, but I do not. This is better. Throwing back a shadow. Is Mike not even faded taxes for one round? It's looking that way, isn't it? Won't you take me to Hammer Time? Won't you take me to Hammer Time? All right. Let's get a Dragon's Rage Chandler down. So I'm guessing just blue-white Hammer Time. Oh boy. Calm down. Stop OP indeed. Don't know what we get off Saga here. All right. So they just kind of had the nuts, right? Like Esper Sentinel into Sentinel Giver into Stoneforge. So if they just get like a call draw off this, we're pretty dead. But I mean, this would have beaten like any hand we could put together. There's Cauldra. Para doesn't do a lot for me. I'm just gonna try to get these channelers delirious. Maybe we'll get lucky and be able to race. Maybe. It's possible. If opponent lets my bauble resolve. Midnight. No. Had a whole bunch of hits that flipped Delirium. Didn't get there. All right. Cauldron comes down. These channelers suck ass. They usually do. Another Esper Sentinel. Okay. All right. So this is going to add enchantment to the yard, which still doesn't give me Delirium. So let's float a mana. I have to just get a... Surely let's not get a kite sail. Probably just have to get like a bauble. I've got one left in the deck. I've already milled Pyrite Spell Bomb, so... we'll see. Bomat Courier doesn't do a whole lot, unfortunately. Get Springleaf Drum. That would let me go Shadows. I can't play Scourge because they got no life loss. I guess we just get Kite Sail. No, I'm gonna get Bobble. I think my out is like Find Battle Rage. Are we even truly playing Shadow Saga without Sexy Hexy? We are not. Not at all. Okay. So let's attack with 2 shadows. So I'm not blocking with them, so I might as well attack with them. Attack the Memnite, sure. The Triumvirate, Sexy Hexy, Hexbringer plus Hex Parasite plus Voltilian Hex Mage. Who's the sexiest of all the Hexies? The problem we didn't even know we needed solved. All right. Could have just attacked all out too. Got a big trample dude there. Like I don't think it really matters what I've got. We got Fatal Pushes coming in, EE coming in. Bring in Pithing Needle. Don't think it's a Shadow Spear matchup. Ragavan's pretty meh. It's better on the play, but not great overall. Usually empty out their hand too fast for like Thoughtseize. I guess I'm just gonna maybe Bomat Courier is not worth it. As much as it pains me to say that, it's probably fine. We'll see what happens. I don't have like ridiculously high expectations for the deck. But we'll see what happens. Not running any sort of like Shattering Spree, Colligan's Command, anything like that when Hammertime's a reasonable part of the meta. Might be a little off. For real though, Parasite has to be good here. I mean, like, Parasite's good here if Battle Rage Shadow is your plan. But I don't know if that's a reasonable enough plan. Like, we can try it, but did that work in time? Nope. Like, you're just pretty aggressively the control deck in the matchup. And we only have one Battle Rage. Sentinel, double Pure Steel. Take a Sentinel, say go. We got ooh. I like that one. Let's play out this spell bomb. Say go. Still gone. Let's go ahead and kill you. All right. I feel like I'd rather just start killing everything than worry about making constructs. Like, unless they hit a white land, they can't cast Pure Steel. I guess if they hit any land, they can fire up Ink Moth and use it to cast the Pure Steel. But Parasite does neutralize Sagas. You're right about that. Okay. What am I doing off this Saga? Are we just getting Bomat Courier? Did I board in Bomat Courier? Are we just getting Bomat and like cracking in? Or am I making a construct? I think I've got to get a dude off this. And Bomat seems like the most reasonable. Could also Pithing Needle and name like Hammer. But I think I'm going to go the Bomat route. Why wouldn't we make our little boy fly? All right, and I don't think there's like any really good way to sequence this. We just have to hope they don't hit the land. It's like I could Alpine Moon the Ink Moth Nexus, but then they can just play the Pure Steel. Thank you. Thank you for getting greedy. I love it. They could have messed this up really hard by playing the reality chip first and then using it to cast the Pure Steel off the Springleaf drum and then just like firing up Ink Moth, or not even firing up Ink Moth. They just cast the Pure Steel. We can't kill the chip. And they just get to start equipping stuff. But they wanted the 2 draws. That courier. Let's Alpine Moon name Inkmoth Nexus. Say okay and go. Fatal push. All right. Hey, that one. Get in there, little Bomat. All right. How aggressive do we need to be sacking this Bomat courier? Guess we can see what they're drawing and make a decision off that. Ornithopter. Okay. I kind of feel like I need to just go ahead and crack this. Like, I know I can attack into the Bomat or into the Ornithopter next turn. But I think realistically, I just want to find, like, I was going to say a shadow or something. Not 4 lands. So we can play a Pithing Needle. We're just naming Colossus Hammer. Seems reasonable. Colossus Hammer. Okay. Then we can make a construct, untap, make a construct, equip Kite Sail. Unbelievable. This is completely believable. Make a construct. Untap. Draw. Make a construct. Tutor up what? to bobble. Sure. What you got coming off the top? Hallowed Fountain. Great. Let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, 6. I still can't cast the Cauldra. We can fetch and shock to present 13 here. Do that. And then we're going to move you onto you and Fatal Push you for good measure. Go. Yes. All right. The fact that we won a game with this is better than I gave it credit for. All right, so we talked about Hex Parasite, Battle Rage, potential bring in for just like the pop out Shadow Battle Rage, Hex Parasite off of Saga. Ragavan's a lot worse on the draw. Maybe I want the Inquisition's so bad into what's his name? Esper Sentinel. It's like Ragavan's bad into what's his name on turn 2? Not Auriok Champion. Sanctifier on Vec. Inquisition's bad into Esper Sentinel. It's like I don't really want any of them. I just want to be on the play. That's so difficult. Bomat OP. I mean, Bomat drew us, I guess, technically an Urza Saga, so can't be too mad at it. Imagine draw 4 cards with 4 lands. I can, in fact, imagine that. I saw it. Why not Gingerbrute? We don't have any synergy with Gingerbrute, right? Like, Hammertime plays it because you can get hammer strapped up to it and make it unblockable. But all we'd be doing is, like, spending mana to hit him with a 1/1. Basically, Bomat Courier, but never draws bad cards. Never draws anything. I feel like I'd rather draw bad cards than draw nothing. Those 4 lands, they could have been on top of my library. And Gingerbrute wouldn't have cleared them off the top. All right. We get to test this. This Bomat v non-Bomat situation. Let's see. Psycho Fantastic. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Friday or awesome Thursday. It's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah. Awesome Thursday, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Stream Decker down. That is a Sagardazade. Sagardazade not followed up with a dude. I think I'm gonna Thought Seize here. I think that's better than Ragavan or Bomat. Pierce. Like my fear was that they had just had like a Sanctifier on Vec there, and they would just straight up kill me with it. Partimore, I think it should be working now. It looked like Stream Decker just kind of left the chat momentarily, as it does from time to time. Unfortunately, this Urza Saga for them is probably just going to run away with it. Maybe not. Maybe we have a game. So it's like 70 of 75 that somebody posted in the Modern Metacore Discord. And I just kind of like swapped in a few little pet cards here and there. But it's a list by Bruise Brothers. They apparently 5-0'd with it like a week ago. Yes. Lands. All right. So I'm going to try to go for the double kill here. The Unholy Heat, and if they use the construct to Springleaf Drum the Ink Moth Nexus, then we'll take the kill on it too. And we get through our attack. And sure, we'll cast your Esper Sentinel. Bomat and Ragavan. One's busted push card that deserves a ban. The other's a cute little monkey. Alright. So this stops a hammer from coming down and equipping to something. They can't make a construct. Please don't have a dude for a turn. That's all I ask. No dude, one turn. I guess that's by all technicalities a dude. I think I'm just going to tutor here. Let's tutor up a Pyrite Spell Bomb. That sounds good. Thought Seize. All right. Here's an attack. Really heads up play with push on the land. There's always like the chance that they'd go for something like that. And If I have the opportunity to create a blowout, kind of okay with it. And I'm completely okay losing this Ragavan. But if my opponent is just going to let me kill their Mim Knight and keep my Ragavan, I'm pretty okay with that too. So let's say go. Now I know I've got a Thoughtseize under this Bomat Courier. Hiya. Paradise Mantle. Sure. Pass. Like, as long as my opponent doesn't have anything to strap like a hammer onto, it's not the scariest thing in the world. See what we've got on top. And I think that I want to get this EE down. I'm gonna actually play it out on one. No, why did you not? Why would you not use the mana in my mana pool to resolve that? Game, what are you doing? Okay, so we gotta do some thinking. Pure Steel, kill you. Say go. Okay, Scourge is a pretty good draw, so I'm told. Last two cards are just two more Sigarda's aids. So let's just go ahead and kill you. Yeah. Sure, that can grow like a construct if we happen to get to that point. I could also like kick a Scourge, but I don't really think I want to do that. Rakdos Raga or Rakdos Raga Saga Shadow. Oh man. Bomat MVP indeed. That was sweet. Bomat too good. On the play, got redraw, got a lot of good interaction. Opponent's on something really unfair, like Living End, Rhinos, Tron. This is going to be pretty bad, but it also might be worth mulling since like I need both lands and threats. That's just like a little much. By sports ball fan at all? I am a sports ball fan. I do enjoy me the sports ball. Steam vents. So it could be Murktide. Not Murktide. All right. Steam vents. So we're just gonna start by taking Lightning Bolt so that we know this Thoughtseize is guaranteed to target on turn 2. That was a lot of T alliteration. This Thoughtseize is guaranteed a target on turn 2. Let's take a growth spiral. No Matt Mulligan. Got my money on the underdogs tonight. What game is tonight? I know it's week 1, but I haven't looked at like any of the schedules or anything. Buffalo and Los Angeles. I think I'm going for the Rams tonight because I'm an Oregon alumni and Justin Herbert's an Oregon alum. So I think that's going to be my my call. Let's get Springleaf and I'll play out Pyrite. So I might be able to sack it next turn and draw a card. Oh, it's the Rams, not the Chargers. You're right. Why does that logo look so much like the Chargers logo? I didn't even notice. I saw Los Angeles and I didn't like look at the name or anything. Just like looking at this and I see Los Angeles and like the yellow in the logo. And I'm just like, oh yeah, the Chargers. But it's not the Chargers. It is in fact the Rams. So does that change my opinion if it's the Rams? So it's Josh Allen for the Bills and Matthew Stafford for the Rams. I don't really have a preference either way. Let's draw a card. Picked up anything yet? Such a boomer that I'm still confused by LA Rams instead of St. Louis. I still think St. Louis as well, but it's not a great excuse there. I don't know. I like Josh Allen, so maybe I'm a little higher on the Bills than the Rams. I don't particularly care about Matthew Stafford. Got the Rams running back on my fantasy team. That's a pretty good reason to go for the Rams. I'll give you that one. All right, let's get... I'm going to start with Channeler and then play Shadow in case they want to like put a removal spell on the Channeler. I can tap it for the drum to cast a Lightning Bolt and get the Surveil. But if I cast the Shadow and then go to cast the Channeler and they cast something targeting the Channeler, I could bolt myself to save the Shadow, but I wouldn't get the Surveil, so. Not knowledgeable enough to do a full fantasy team, but we're doing picks at work, and so I picked Rams to win. We'll see what happens. I mean, the Rams are a solid choice. Like, they won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So, I don't think anybody should be, like, anti-Rams. Can't remember what all they got. Beseju, Torn, something. Was it last year? 2 years ago was the Bucks. Last year was the Rams. It's been so long since football. I can't keep up. Please hit like a Ren in 6. And just go like Ren, try to ping the Channeler. Is it a Ren? Oh, man. Are we going to get them? We're going to get the guys with the cards and the spells and stuff. All right, so I want to Lightning Bolt them in response. So let's go tap you to cast a Lightning Bolt. And I would like to surveil that to the graveyard. Throw Dragon's Rage Channeler. Take this Ren Ping like a champ. And if we find... So I want to stop on my upkeep so that I can fire off the Lightning Bolt at them. Because if I find a fetch land, then I've just got Unholy Heat, Tribe Elder, attack for lethal. That doesn't really matter. No. So now do I want the extra Surveil? Yes. Because again, if I just hit a fetch land, it's lethal. And I can still kill the Ren if I want. Fetch land. Fetch land. Thank you. Attack everything at you. Fetch and shock. And present lethal. Nice. Game 2. Definitely rewarded. So we want Alpine Moons and Battle Rage. For bringing in Battle Rage, we gotta bring in Hex Parasite. I could bring in something for Ren. Like I could bring in Soul Guide or Nihil Spellbomb. But I think that's a little narrow. Ob, especially on the draw, seems too slow. But maybe on the play. Like a turn 1 Ragavan into turn 2 Ob could be really good on the play. But I think it's going to be too slow on the draw. Cards that I want not in the deck anymore. Pyrite is probably a little clunky. Springleaf seems meh. Kite Sail's probably fine. Bowmat's probably fine. Poured out a couple Unholy Heats. Poured out a Lightning Bolt before the second heat. At least Unholy Heat can tag like Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Primeval Titan if they're playing that. Hand is reasonable. Nice line. Definitely rewarded. Definitely rewarded. All right. Here is a Ragavan. I assume this is going to be either a removal spell on Ragavan or a Sakura Tribe Elder. Is it Sakura or Sakura? I guess Sakura, because like Naruto, right? Sakura Tribe Elder. But you gotta get the enunciation right. It's like Sakura Tribe Elder. It's not Sakura Tribe Elder. Sakura Tribe Elder. Nobody can keep up with these pronunciations. Could have had Rin there, so kind of glad to dodge that. Let's see if we find a removal spell. We do not. It's a lot of Dragon's Rage Channelers. We say Steve where I'm from. We say Steve too, but like I don't think I've ever gone to a tournament and been like, yeah, you got one of those Sakura Tribe Elders. Nah. You gonna take the trade? Nah. Worth a try. Alright, so let's get down a Channeler. I just go and double Channeler. Probably want to get down the Alpine Moon. Delicate, the Molten Pinnacle. Go. I don't know why, like, every time I play against this type of deck, I just hit some point where I'm like, I should totally play around Ren and 6. And then I don't. So, like, that turn 1 just playing out Ragavan, I should have played out a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Because if they down tick on the Channeler, turn 2, I could dash the Ragavan, kill the Ren. But I'm just like, oh yeah, I need to play out the Ragavan. It's like the better turn 1 play. So why would I not push to get it in play? It's like a Chalice. It is in fact a Chalice. Okay. That's a lot of Ragavans. A lot of Ragavans and Channelers. What would be my best draw here? Scourge. Definitely Scourge. No land drop Scourge. Scourge of the Skyclaves. Almost. Growth Spiral. Yep. That's land they hit off the top. Yep. Got it. Scourge. 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 Let me hear your war cry. Scourge. Scourge. So close. All right. What are we changing up for game 3? Like maybe I want to reconsider the Obnixilis idea. Maybe I need to bring in EE to have an out to Chalice. I think I am going to consider or reconsider Obnixilis on the play. All right. Scourge. I'm willing you to the top of the library. All right. Be like that. Okay. So if we're rethinking this Obnixilis plan, if I bring in all those, I can board out some channelers maybe. Or do I want more channelers so that I can turn 3 Ob and maybe stack a channeler? Look not great. We'll give this a shot. Really not sure what to board in. Like, I wish we had more access. Let me get in a Fatal Push over Lightning Bolt. Actually, 2 Fatal Push. Get one over a Street Wraith, too. Is that too many Fatal Push? Can't decide what I want on board. Like, I should just have good tools to, like, aggressively go forward. Like this, I just don't know about. Am I supposed to keep it because it has Obnixilis? Am I supposed to mull more aggressively for like Ob plus threat? think I need to mull. I think I need a actual threat. All right. Good mull. I want to just bottom the Mishra's Bauble. Okay, so now, am I sacking this Ragavan for double Obnixilis? Which I guess I should have thought about that ahead of time. Because if I am... Let's do it. Why not? We're out here to cast Obnixilises. Like, the longer we wait on Obnixilis, the worse it gets, right? Because every turn, they just get closer to, like, killing me, combo killing me. So I feel like my better bet is just, like, throw them down on turn 2 and start aggressively ticking up. Double growth spiral. Growth spiral. Double Valakut. Okay, but they only have one, about to be 2 mountains in play. Potentially. Expressive iteration. Why would you play iteration after you've already played your lands? Chalice of the Void. You got it. Draw. So let's Inquisition first. Force of Vigor. No. No. Alright, attack with Bomat first. Insight, what's up? Tick up. Just got schooled by Jeskai control. Yuck. Alright. I think if opponent top decks a Dryad, they can do 6 damage. It's not a Dryad. Up. What are they holding on to? Is this a Scapeshift that they're holding on to? If that's the case, I definitely want to crack this Bomat now. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can potentially hit Thoughtseize, Lightning Bolt. Okay. All right, one draw. Chalice is on 0. They played an expressive iteration after they'd already hit their land drop. They had no mana floating. And they hit Chalice. They just played it on 0. Are we moving to 2-0? If they top deck like a Primeval Titan, they kill us. Or no, they don't. They only have 3 mountains. Never mind. Oh. Or no. Yeah, so if they had Titan, they'd go up to 5 mountains, but they wouldn't have more than 5. So we'd be fine against the Titan. They died Ob Nixilis. They actually top deck a Titan. Scapeshift. That's fine. Do not believe you can present lethal mountains. We do not die to this. So Valakut needs you to show, or whenever a mountain enters, you need 5 other mountains. So if you want triggers, whenever a mountain enters, there's got to be at least 6 total mountains in play. So they could sack all but a Valakut, which is only 5 other lands, get 5 mountains. Valakut doesn't trigger because none of those enter, and see 5 other mountains on the field. So, for example, with 7 lands, you can Scapeshift for a Valakut and 6 mountains and get 6 triggers, and that does 18. Or with 8 lands, you can get 2 Valakuts, 6 mountains. Each one triggers Valakut twice, you deal 36. But with only 6 lands in play, it doesn't matter. They can't get Valakut triggers. So I'm pretty positive we only won that one because we played the Ob Nixilis on turn 2 we'd waited, we would have been dead as hell. Because they could have just kept like one of those last 2 lands in hand. Okay. Turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Saga Scourge. They showed Scapeshift because if we concede right, like if you've got 1 play to make, you might as well put your play on the stack and see what happens. One of 2 things happen. Either the play we know happened, which we didn't scoop, they lost, or the other option is I just scoop and they win. So a little round 3 Tron. Mono blue Tron. Okay. Let's go Cycle Street Wraith in case we find like a Thoughtseize. Got it. So we'll play Saga. Don't think I need to bolt them right now. Is it Chalice? Walking Ballista on 1. Sure. Really hoping they would just go ahead and ping the Ragavan. It's smart of them not to. So since Scourge isn't getting through anyway, it doesn't make a lot of sense to bolt them. So I'm just going to plan on making a construct here. Okay. You've got a relic. I think I do want to lightning bolt them end of turn here. I think the Scourge growing is worth a little bit more than the Construct growing. So what are my options to get here? I can get Bomat Courier. Pyrite Spellbomb, Springleaf Drum. Construct does survive Ugin, which kind of makes me just want to make another Construct. Maybe just get Pyrite. Or we'll get Bomat Courier. Mom always says, if you got a chance to get a Bomat courier, do that. Heal a construct. Can't do anything about that. And second main, we'll just cast Ragavan. Say go. We don't have the third Tron land. MVP Bowmaster. Not wrong at the moment. River of Tears. That's a card I haven't seen since Extended Fairies. All right, let's start with swinging in because they've got to deal with us first. Shark Typhoon. Catch an Unholy Heat. Game 1 goes to the good guys. River is one of the dopest lands in Magic. I love River of Tears. Like, it's absolutely been power crept out of like any constructed formats, but the card itself is just so freaking sweet. Like, it's just an awesomely designed card, and I really wish that there was like a cycle similar to it. I mean, it came out in Future Sight that had like one-ofs of everything, like one Canopy land with Horizon Canopy, one Filter land with Graven Cairns. Weird. All right, so I'm gonna take out. Actually, I probably want to keep in the Kite Sail. I'm just kind of thinking about Worm Coil Engine. Maybe it's worth just having. Pyrite's pretty meh. Board out a couple lightning bolts. Dismember's meh. What's left? I board out a Springleaf. I don't really want to flood against this deck. Played some Temur Narset Control for a while as a backup deck in Modern and loved it. I mean, like, for anybody who doesn't know Modern staple River of Tears, it's a land that, like, if a land has entered the battlefield this turn, it makes black. If no land has entered, it makes blue. So it really incentivizes, like, playing out your land on your turn to get to Thoughtseize or Inquisition or Duress or something, and then holding up mana on your opponent's turn without a land drop to be able to counter spell stuff. And it's just like a really cool design. I think I can do better. They kept 7, and this does go like Channeler Bobble Bobble. No, I think I can do better. Man, if I had a land, that would have been it. Okay, throw back Kite Sail. Gonna be greedy and throw back Bobble. So if they start with a land and map, I'll probably just Pithing Needle the map. Explosives is fine. to pop this engineered explosives. You are. Let's thought seize. They did have the expedition map and the blast zone. Okay, this one could be tough. Really needed to hit that second land on turn 2. Let's go. Cast Pithing Needle. See what they do. Like condescend. Yep. No pay. Condescend gone. Let's play out Shadow. Say go. Sitting on blast zone. Best case scenario would be they play Karn and go get Ensnaring Bridge. And I hit a fetch land to be able to kill Karn, play out Ob, double it up. Magic gods, I beseech thee to give me a fetch land or a blood crypt. Either one. Magic gods, you were so very kind to me, and I don't know what I did to deserve such a great honor. So let's casualty this. Sorry, Shadow. Check up. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but it's at least going to make things competitive. Now you play out your Ensnaring Bridge. I am, in fact, telling you there's a chance. Does it have a big condescend? No. Alright, so we're naming Blast Zone. Say go. Yeah, they could Odawara the copy. Could also Academy Ruins for an EE to take out the Blast Zone. Or they could even Academy Ruins for an EE to take out the Ob Nixiluses. Okay. Now they have to blast zone. Get Channeler. Alpine Moon on Academy Ruins. Oh, Matt gets to start getting busy. I know their hand is Remand, Spreading Seas, and Snaring Bridge. 2 unknowns. And they didn't have a land drop last turn. They're dismembering my Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay. Thought Not Seer. That's a lightning bolt upstairs. We'll take it. All right, 3-0. 3-0 with Rakdos, Saga, Shadow Man. Oh, man. This deck should not be 3-0 right now. But at least we know whether a good deck or not. Like, we are feeding children, not going negative. Easiest mold of 5 of our life. Was it a mold of 5? I guess our 6 had no lands, right? All right, what do we got? Round number 4. Show me something interesting. I don't even know what's considered interesting matchup for this deck. Eventually we'll find a match. Dude, Tonga has gotten 2 more trophies since yesterday. This seems reasonable, right? We got interaction, got threats. We actually have a Saga this time. Okay. This is one of the matchups we were talking about Shadow Spear for. Like, can our opponent just beat us having a Shadow Spear? I can get basic Swamp and Thoughtseize. Do I want to do that? I think I do. Take the really flexible 1-mana one. Opponent's currently got 12 points of burn to direct at us. And a gain 3 on their side. Do we want to shock in and play Shadow? We have Spear main deck. No. It's in the board. Let's play Saga. Play a Pyrite Spellbomb and say go. Helix me is good. Right, I've been spiked. Sack this and draw a card. Nomad Courier, too good for Modern. Like, this is the kind of situation that if we did have Shadow Spear in the main, then we would be completely okay, like, getting a Shadow Spear off Saga, strapping up a Shadow, and getting one attack in if it just meant we win the game. Skullcrack's gone. We need opponent to start hitting some of those creatures they're infamous for. Or we could hit a Battle Rage. Alright, so we can get Springleaf Drum, Cliffhaven Kite Sail, Mishra's Bauble. Make a construct. I think I just want to get Springleaf Drum so I can play Channeler and hold up a removal spell. Like, is making a 2/2 construct worth it? I think I just want to get my Surveil trigger with Channeler. Opponent, I'm not asking for much, but could you please put a creature on the stack that doesn't say Eidolon? Nope, Boros Charm. See what's under Bomat Courier. Battle Rage is under Bomat Courier. Oh, no, it's not. It's in the board. That's right. That's right. Okay, that's fine. We got Shadow Spear for game 2. It's in here for, like, just this matchup. All right, so Shadow Spear, Battle Rage. Don't need Hex Parasite. EE. Is this an Ob Nixilis matchup? Guess we see how much we're boarding out. Like every card we board out past 60 is an ob. Do I want a Pithing Needle for like their draw lands? Is that worth it? I have no idea if ob's good versus burn. Like, I'm sure like turn 2 ob is good versus burn, but they don't really care about losing life if they're killing you faster, right? Like, ob's not racing burn spells. It does have game life if you control a devil or whatever. It's like solid hand, but I think I can throw this back since I have Shadow Spear in the deck. And I think I'd rather just like have a hand that has Saga. Or if we got double Death Shadow, we'll take that, right? Let's throw back Heat. Sure. I can get basic swamp if I need to take extra damage. Yep. Go to 14. That's fine. All right, so that was one of their draws. Shadow. Here's a shadow. And let's tap a shadow, play a Ragavan. See what they decide to do. That's another one of their unknown draws. Yep. Alright, so we'll swing in. What is this? Main phase Boros. Sure. See what you got. It's a really good start for me. All right, so I want to fire off the Pyrite Spell Bomb on one of these because it incentivizes them to fire off a burn spell. Which they do not. Yeah. All right, on to game 3. We know we've got Shadow Spear. I'm going to bring in a push over the third Ob Nixilis on the draw. Just looks like really sus on the draw, especially. But I don't think I have anything in the deck that I would rather have in. Like maybe a Thoughtseize is better. But I don't think it's like high enough percentage play to matter one way or the other. Nope. Battle Rage, redraws, and removal spells. Battle Rage, redraws, and removal spells. Opponent kept 7. Tough one. Is 5 with Saga better? I don't know. Like 5 with Saga and some sort of interaction would be better. I'll keep it. Keep it and throw back the second bauble. But I wouldn't go as far as saying it's like a good hand. All right, that's good for me. Channeler's good. Scourge is good. Okay. We're formulating a game plan. Is this an Eidolon? Okay. Scourge does not die to what's it called? Lightning Helix. That's a plus. Land. Quite the land I was going for. So if I go Battle Rage Scourge, it's dealing 4, put them to 12, and then 8, put them to 4. So I think I'm just dealing the 4 here. Like, I can't change the clock regardless of what I do. I don't have a second red source, so I can't cast both. So I think worst case scenario is I go for Battle Rage, they Lightning Helix me, and then Scourge ends up doing 3 instead of 4. When I can just hold up Bolt, deal the 4, and if they go to Lightning Helix, I bolt them, still do the 4, and then next turn I can Battle Rage the Scourge. So we bolt them now to present lethal with the Scourge. Bobble, whatever. Attack. And I want to make them make a move first. Because if they have... Oh, man. Really? That had to be Deflecting Palm. Nothing I can do here. It's 11. Yep. All right. Good old Deflecting Palm. So if they had 3 other cards in hand, I was at 7. They missed a land drop last turn. And if they had played out a creature, then I could have gone with the plan of just like make a construct. Let's see. Could have made a construct instead of attacking, untap, get Shadow Spear, strap it up to the construct, swing with both. But that would be dead to Boros Charm plus a... Or it would be dead to any burn spell end of turn into untap double burn. So, with 3 cards in hand and a missed land drop, I feel like I can't do that. Let's see, logged in right in time for palm to the face, right? Yeah. If they had played it the turn before, I guess it wouldn't have changed much. We'd still put them on like Battle Rage for lethal. But yeah, I don't really ever want to play around Deflecting Palm. I don't think it's a particularly good card. But I can tell Steven that my streak is broken on not losing to Deflecting Palm. But we also just like didn't see Saga game 2 or 3 against Burn. And that would have been like a fantastic thing to have. All right. So it's Channeler. Yeah, the kite sail idea was from the person who made the deck list. I just figured I'd try it out. Like bad battle rage. All right, there's Titan. And an amulet. So let's go stop on upkeep. Draw off bobble. Lightning bolt here. Keep the Thoughtseize. Would I rather Shadow? Probably not. Don't want Inquisition. Scapeshift. So they can Titan next turn. There's nothing I can do about that. Maybe I should have gone more aggressively for the Shadow. Taking 8 here, going to 4, which only leaves me 1 Street Wraith cycle. But with them having the bounce land, I couldn't have played around Titan in any way. Double Saga. All right. Titan's a pretty solid deck. But my issue with Titan is it always comes down to like one top deck, and either they rip it or they don't. Like, if they didn't have Titan right there, I'm in a fantastic spot. I've got scries, I've got redraws to find like a Shadow or a Scourge. Then I'm closing the game out really quickly. But they've got it right there, they got it. Obnixilis seems pretty slow. Everything else is pretty meh. Pyrite's not great. Springleaf's not great. This deck also just like makes me hate Arboreal Grazer. I feel like that deck just stonewalls everything. Like here. If we play turn 1 Ragavan, our opponent plays turn 1 Arboreal Grazer. Like, I guess we could just start on the Inquisition. Maybe that's actually better. Let's do that. Let's start on the Inquisition. Holy Heat. Sure, I'll take the Heat. Or we'll bobble and see what they're drawing into. Like clockwork. All right. So at least it's like incentivizes them to play Arboreal Grazer on turn 1. We can potentially heat it. Or are they just going straight for the map? Sure. Maybe they don't have a green source. Probably like a reasonable assumption, right? So let's go Saga, Arboreal Grazer, land, Inquisition, Arboreal Grazer, Hydroid Crisis. Take Grazer, say go. They do have a Titan and an Arboreal and a Hydroid Crisis. Second Saga. Land for turn. Attack with both. Amulet of Vigor. Don't think that does a lot for me. But we can play Channeler, Thoughtseize, still make a construct. I think I'm just going to have to take the Primeval Titan. I mean, they're not casting Titan next turn. I've got heat for it, so maybe I need to take the Crisis. But we can Thoughtseize and see. Because we get our Scry, too. As soon as we get to go to our second main phase, that is. It's all hinges on our opponent's ability to let us continue our turn. All right. So it's cast Channeler, cast Thoughtseize, Lightning Bolt. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And if I get Bomat Courier, or no, I can get Hex Parasite and just start taking down Sagas. That's right. So let's keep that. I can also kill a Hydroid Crisis with a Hex Parasite. All right. Let's think about this. Opponent does what? Untaps, floats mana, gets an amulet. Bounce land can go up to 4. And that's fine. So let's take Hydroid Crisis. Say go. Such a weird game of Magic. I don't even know what you get off this. You've got the bounce land. Paducah Bog's fair. Alright, so Saga floats mana. Go to get an amulet. Paducah Bog is fine. Okay. All right. So let's we're making a construct, or are we shooting this? I think we're making a construct. All right, can we present lethal with the bolt on top? So I've got fetch land or land enchantment instant going to the graveyard. So let's assume Channeler gets up to a 4/4 or 3/3. If I make a construct, it's a 1/1. I untap. I get Hex Parasite, make a construct. It's a 2/2, 3/3. 3, 6 off channelers, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No. So if I don't have Hex Parasite, I don't need lethal. So I think I'm going to make a construct. Because I want to keep the bolt on top. Well, the Hex Parasite doesn't have haste, so the Hex pumps don't really matter. So let's draw the bolt. Saga makes a red. We go get Hex Parasite, which proceeds to eat counters. One and two. Hiya. Wait, why did you not remove counters? Oh, I didn't go click on them. X is currently 2. Move up to 2 counters. Done. There we go. Stupid Hex Parasite. Attack with everything. Stupid Hex Parasite. Forgot you have to go click on what you want to remove counters from. It doesn't just automatically say like, oh, 2 counters, remove them. Yeah. Great. Got it. Tricky little parasite indeed. It's been like a year since I've cast a Hex Parasite. It's like Leonin Arbiter. Like, oh yeah, if you go click the Arbiter when you need to fetch, obviously you'll know to pay for stuff. You're right. All right, so upkeep. Let's Lightning Bolt. Keep another Lightning Bolt. Let's remove you. So we get a pump off of this. Hiya. Parasite. Modern staple. Alright. What am I changing around? Anything? We did have a line there to get lethal if we had Bomat Courier in our deck instead of a Hex Parasite. But without it. worry about that too much. It does snipe a Krasis if you've got the mana. I think we're just rolling it back. Okay. Opponent mulliganed. Good start. Mulligan to Arboreal Grazer. Less good start for us. I'm just going to go ahead and bobble off this one channeler. I'm kind of aggressively looking for shadows and battle rages, because I can get Hex Parasite if I want it. But it doesn't do me a lot of good if I don't have the shadow. Okay. So we can fly over. I've got to like ignore Saga. Hope my opponent does not have a Primeval Titan right now. Go to combat, see how they block. I was gonna say if they put Dryad on the Dragon's Rage Channeler, I'll bolt the Dryad. If they put our Boreal Grazer on, I'll just send the bolt upstairs. Damage ends up the same as if I just like bolted pre-combat or killed the Arboreal Grazer and attacked. I do give my opponent the chance at screwing up. Obviously, last cards are land summoners packed. All right. And we are dead on the spot. Turn 3 kill. League started out so good too. All right, what do we think about this one? The Saga package is okay. I think I would like to see, if this deck were played more, I think I would like to see a push more towards like making Saga relevant, like a relevant part of the deck. Maybe ditch the Scourges, add in like a what's it called, expedition map to be able to string along sagas. Like give yourself an ability to play that late game better. Because I just felt like we never saw Saga when we wanted to see Saga. Like against Burn games 2 and 3, we wanted to see Saga. And we just didn't. And I think if we could have had it and like a little more reliably, we would have had a chance. Map would give like the 5th copy of Saga. Just play that on turn 1 and get 1 if we wanted. Then Scourge, I still think, is like a pretty unreliable threat. There's moments it's good, but there's a lot of moments it's very, very lackluster. Also, probably should have found room for the battle rages. Like I think Kite Sail's probably too cute. So I think I would rather just play like a battle rage over Kite Sail and maybe like a second battle rage over 4th Channeler or something. But if you're cutting Skyclave, then I'd only run like 1 battle rage tops. Like there's a lot of pieces of the deck that look like they could have some use, but they depend on other things being present. Like find Hex Parasite off of Saga when you've got a Shadow and a Battle Rage is pretty cute, but you need Saga Shadow Battle Rage to even make that possible. Ob Nixilis was interesting. I still don't think the card is good. Because anytime you have the option like those tick ups to put the choice in your opponent's hand, it's a lot worse. Like, obviously, if we had Scourge, or like Ob Nixilis followed up by a Scourge, it would have looked a lot better. So maybe the deck needs to look more like add the 4th Scourge and go like more main deck with the Ob plan. But for the most part, like, I think that card's just underwhelming. I'd also like to see like some Colgan's commands or something added to the deck.